Hi, I'm Megan Moore, Associate Dean of the Honors College. This video is a resource for faculty who are going to be preparing new honors courses. We're going to discuss how honors students are different from non-honors students and how honors courses are different from non-honors courses. So first, how are honors students different from non-honors students? Honors students are high-achieving, goal-oriented, community-minded, and highly invested in their education. They expect more from their professors, but they also bring more to the classroom. On average, they come to class prepared for discussion. Although there is diversity in terms of motivation, there will be fewer students toward the bottom of the range, not completing their assignments. Honor students may perform at the level of graduate students, but remember that they are not graduate students. Honor students are more likely to be engaged in community service projects, extracurricular activities, and leading student organizations. Just like other students, they may be working on or off campus, but they might be more likely to be working in jobs that support their education, so they can invest more time in their studies. Honor students may want to know the right answer, and they're very concerned about their grades. This may make them risk-averse, and with that, they may carry a lot of anxiety about their academic performance and their ultimate goals of getting into a competitive graduate program or professional program. So in this video, you're going to meet other students and faculty around campus talking about their favorite honors courses or the most effective methods that they've come up with when they're teaching honors courses.
When we were face-to-face, I had a class of students who always came to the course prepared for discussion. So one of the things that I would do would be to prepare discussion questions because they were very much so engaged with the material. They didn't need to be prompted to participate, and that was a wonderful surprise, seeing that the class was an introduction to gender and sexuality. One of the things that was also surprising was the fact that there appears to be a sense of community, that the students come into the class like already having that community established. And one of the things that I focus on with all of my classes, I do take considerable amount of time to create a culture of belonging. And my honor students just kind of have that already. And so it makes for very rich discussion. It actually helps me as an instructor just be a little more creative with the assignments that I create for the class.
I personally feel that I'm less afraid of being judged by other people. One of my favorite honors classes has been genetics with Dr. Winning, and it was a tough class. Genetics is usually a tough class, but what made it so easy to succeed in that class was that even though there was so much content to cover and so many tough topics to cover, all the students were really willing to participate in the conversations and just really excel. When everyone wants to do good, you also want to do good.
So how are honors courses different from non-honors courses? The advice here is compiled from previous Faculty Development Center workshops led by Jeff Bernstein and John Staunton. Small class sizes set these classes apart from the regular general education courses. This allows the faculty to pursue experimental pedagogy, but honors students still need clear direction in the course. With smaller class sizes, the students get to know and build relationships with each other and their professors. And this helps to develop a community of inquiry and feel more invested in the material and in the professor. The format for honors courses is wide open, but students seem to prefer discussion-based, team-based learning, workshop style, or flipped classrooms, all of which can work well with a small class size. Due to the high anxiety associated with grades, the professor should be very transparent about grading. The difficulty for the professor is in finding the right balance between being challenging and not being overwhelming with the course material. If given time to prepare responses, students are more likely to engage in discussion, as they may be afraid to be mistaken if trying to respond off the cuff to open-ended questions. The framing of questions can be very important, again, as they may be afraid of giving the wrong answer. You could encourage students to respond by framing the questions as more as hypotheticals and less from their personal opinion. They may be bored during Think, Pair, Share activities if there are too few questions, because they might come up with the responses very quickly. Try to incorporate more scaffolding and include activities that may have societal relevance or real-world applications.
Freshmen, we all expect that our classes are going to be very thought-provoking, and we expect that the content is going to be more interesting and more interactive. And that's often the case with honors classes, because the teachers really do put in the extra effort so that the content is more engaging. And often it is like-minded people and a smaller class size, which makes it so that people are more willing to share their experiences.
Hi, my name is Ursa. I'm a sophomore and I'm majoring in biology. I've taken many honors classes. They've all been the smaller class sizes, and I've gotten a lot of interactions, and I've been able to build relationships with the professors due to the smaller class sizes. And discussion-based classes have been much more enjoyable than just regular classes, because I get to build off of other people's knowledge and just get to interact with people more rather than one of those boring lecture classes.
My favorite course that I took in the Honors College was studying mythology, and the reason why it was my favorite was because mythology was always something that I've been interested in, and taking this course helped me be able to expand my knowledge on the topic, learn about different myths, Greek myths, and one of the things that I enjoyed about the class was our final exam. Instead of taking like a test or something, we were able to choose our own myth that we were interested in and use the tools that we learned in class from studying other myths and apply it to something that we enjoy.
I'm Professor Cheryl Cassidy. I'm in the professional writing program in the Department of English Language, Literature, and Writing. And I teach Writing 121 Honors, which is basically a workshop class. And I try to make it a class that can resonate with students' lives. So to that end, I lodge all of our assignments in social media, but I require that they use analytical writing in terms of how they examine social media. So to give you an example, I have them choose a social media site that they're interested in. It could be skateboardsareus.com, it could be Pinterest, whatever it is, up to them. And then they examine that in an analytical manner without producing their own opinions, but rather as a report on what this particular site does to fulfill its purpose and to engage its users. So we do various assignments, and probably the funnest assignment is the last assignment, where they examine videos, especially viral videos, memes, and TikTok, and analyze them. And then, as we complete our analysis of various videos, TikTok, memes, they, with a cohort, create their own. And that video has to have something to do with either the Eastern Michigan University campus, or perhaps some pertinent social or political issue going on today.
In creating assignments for them that that would engage them more with the material. I realized I had a class full of students who are very creative. So I normally have a culminating final paper, but I asked some of them, I said that they could do a graphic novel that also met the requirements for the assignments, or they could do like a public service announcement focused on a particular theory or concept that that actually spoke to them throughout the semester, and that they would find a way to just kind of thread that particular concept throughout different readings in a creative way. So like a third of the class did the paper, a third did like some sort of like graphic novel, or just like a digital representation of the course material. And then you had those who decided to do the public service announcement, and they all wanted to present. So we spent 2 days presenting, and it was amazing. And it was fun for me to see students excited about material that I love teaching. And I could tell that the class, when we had our final discussion, it ended up being very different than they anticipated, because they had, some of them had experienced the online, like virtual learning, and they just really didn't like it. But with our class, it's as if, I don't think I really had an issue with absences, and I thought that would be a concern, but people were just excited about talking about the material, and it appeared to give them a break from just all of the very stressful things that were going on in the world at that time. So that was like a surprisingly fun experience.
Some students decide to create a PowerPoint presentation on a clinical topic that is important to them, whether it is dealing with a population such as adults, pediatrics, OB/GYN, mental health. They will expand on a topic within that category, such as a chronic disease. Perhaps it's diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and they will create a PowerPoint that examines the disease itself, the disease process, treatment options, medications to use to treat those diseases, communication with the patients and families, outcomes that can be expected. Students will then upload that presentation to possibly a YouTube video and share it just with the group. They will have a post-conference where they actually present it. Other examples would be a student creating a patient brochure, an educational brochure on a disease topic, or maybe a medication classification, such as various blood pressure medications and why they would take this medication, what it's to treat, how often they would take it, side effects, adverse effects, and complications to watch for, and how to monitor perhaps maybe their daily blood pressures along with those meds.
I hope you found this video resource useful as you're preparing for your own honors courses. If you have any questions, as always, please feel free to reach out to us over here at the Honors College.